You now know how to read a chart, take entries, manage exits, size your positions, and follow prop firm rules. You have the complete technical toolkit. And none of it matters if you can't control what happens between your ears when real money is on the line. Today, we're going inside the mental game, because the traders who fail don't fail from lack of knowledge. They fail because their psychology overrides their process at the exact moments it matters most. Welcome back to From Zero to Funded in 30 Days. This is day 21, and today is the day we stop talking about what to do and start talking about why you won't do it, even when you know better. Here's a truth that nobody in trading education wants to say out loud. By day 20 of this course, you have enough knowledge to be a profitable trader. You do. The entries work. The exits are sound. The risk management is real. The position sizing formula is mechanical. The trading plan is written. If you followed everything to the letter, you'd make money over time. But you won't follow everything to the letter. Not because you're lazy. Not because you don't care, because your brain is wired to sabotage the process at the exact moment it needs to be trusted. That is what trading psychology is about. Understanding why your brain fights your plan and building the specific mental frameworks that keep the plan in control instead of your emotions. By the end of this video, you're going to understand the 4 emotions that destroy traders, the specific moments each one takes over, and the practical frameworks I use every single day to keep my execution clean when everything inside me is screaming to do something different. Every bad decision I've ever made on NQ, and every bad decision I've ever watched another trader make, traces back to one of 4 emotions. These are not opinions. These are patterns I've seen in hundreds of traders over years of streams, coaching, and my own trading. Emotion 1, fear. Fear shows up as hesitation. The setup is there. The checklist is met. Everything says enter the trade, but you freeze. You wait for one more candle. You second guess the confirmation. You watch the entry go without you, and then it runs exactly where you thought it would. Fear didn't protect you. It cost you the trade. Fear also shows up after a losing streak. You start seeing ghosts. Every setup looks like a trap. Every entry feels like it's going to fail. So you skip good trades, take nothing, and sit out while your system would have recovered. Fear of losing makes you lose differently, not from a bad fill, but from absence. Emotion 2, greed. Greed shows up as overtrading and overholding. You hit your target on a trade, your plan says take the profit, but you hold because it might keep going. It reverses. Your winner becomes a break-even or a loss. That's greed. The belief that the market owes you more than it already gave you. Greed also shows up as taking trades that don't meet your checklist because you don't want to miss a move. You see price running, you're not in, and you chase, entering late at a bad price with a bad stop because the fear of missing out hijacked your discipline. That's not a setup. That's gambling with a plan next to it. Emotion 3, revenge. Revenge is what happens after a loss when your brain decides the next trade's purpose is to get the money back instead of to follow the system. Revenge trades are always bigger than normal because the goal isn't a good setup. The goal is making back what you lost. And revenge trades almost always violate the plan because the plan would have said wait and you couldn't wait because you were angry. Revenge is the most dangerous emotion in trading because it combines bad sizing with bad setups in a state of mind where discipline is already gone. One revenge trade can do more damage than 5 normal losses, and it almost always follows a completely normal losing trade that should have been routine. Emotion 4, FOMO, fear of missing out. FOMO is when you see a move happening without you and decide you need to be in it right now, regardless of what your plan says. It's the chase entry, the late breakout, the I'll just get in and figure out the stop later. FOMO is greed and fear combined. Greed for the profit you're watching on screen, and fear that you'll be the only trader who missed it. It's the emotion that makes traders enter with no plan, no stop, no target, and no idea what they'll do if it reverses. And it's the emotion responsible for more blown prop firm accounts than any setup failure. Here's the part most trading psychology content skips: the why. If you understand why your brain fights your plan, you can build defenses against it instead of just white-knuckling through it. Your brain is not designed for trading, it's designed for survival. And survival means avoiding threats and seeking rewards as quickly as possible. When you're in a losing trade, your brain reads the loss as a threat, the same way it would read a predator or a cliff edge. It triggers a fight or flight response. Fight looks like revenge trading. Flight looks like panic closing or freezing. When you're watching a move without being in it, your brain reads the missed opportunity as a social threat. Everyone else is winning and you're being left behind. That triggers the same urgency response as being physically excluded from a group. FOMO isn't a character flaw. It's a survival instinct misfiring in a context it wasn't built for. When you're in a winning trade, your brain wants to lock in the reward immediately because in survival terms, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Holding a winner feels risky even when the plan says hold, because your brain is wired to take the sure thing and run. That's why beginners cut winners early, not because they don't know their target, but because their brain is screaming at them to take the money before it disappears. The point is not that you're weak or undisciplined. The point is that your brain is running software designed for a completely different environment, and every one of these emotional responses makes perfect sense in the wild, just not at a trading desk. Knowing why your brain does this is step 1. Step 2 is building practical frameworks that override the emotional response with a mechanical one. Here are the 4 I use every single day. Framework 1, the pre-trade pause. Before every trade, I take a literal 3-second pause between seeing the setup and clicking the mouse. In those 3 seconds, I run through the 5-point checklist from day 13 in my head. Trend, zone, confirmation, stop, target. If all 5 are yes, I click. If any single one is no, I don't click, and I don't feel bad about it. The pause exists because most emotional trades happen in under 2 seconds. FOMO enters in real time. You see the candle moving, your finger is already on the mouse, and you click before the checklist has a chance to say no. The 3-second pause is the circuit breaker. It's not a lot of time, but it's enough for the checklist to override the impulse. Framework 2, the loss budget. At the start of every session, I know exactly how many losses I can take that day. From the daily compliance checklist on day 20, usually 3, I treat those 3 losses as a budget. I'm spending them, not losing them. The first loss is a business expense. The second loss is a business expense. If I get to the third, I evaluate whether I've been following my plan. If yes, the system is just in a normal drawdown and I'm done for the day because the budget is spent. If no, I stop immediately because the issue isn't the market, it's me. The loss budget reframes losing from something went wrong to part of the plan. That reframe is enormous because it takes the emotional weight off individual losses. When you expect to lose 3 times today and you lose twice, that feels like you're ahead of budget, even though your P&L is red. That mental state keeps you rational for trade 3, which is the exact trade where most people lose their discipline. Framework 3, the post-trade review. After every single trade, win or loss, I ask myself one question before I do anything else. Did I follow my plan? Not did I make money? Not was I right? Just did I follow the plan? If the answer is yes and I lost money, that's a good trade. The system took a normal loss. I move on with 0 emotional baggage. If the answer is no and I made money, that's a bad trade because I got lucky and luck isn't repeatable. If the answer answer is no and I lost money, that's the trade I need to journal because I need to understand which emotion took over and why. This framework separates outcome from process. Most traders judge themselves by whether they made money. Professionals judge themselves by whether they followed their plan. The money is a consequence of the process. If the process is right, the money comes. If the process is broken, money today doesn't save you from losses tomorrow. Framework 4. The walkaway trigger. I have a specific written rule for when I stop trading and physically leave my desk. It happens after 3 losses, after any trade where I broke a plan rule, or after I notice myself feeling any of the 4 emotions we talked about earlier: fear, greed, revenge, or FOMO, at a level where it's affecting my decision making. The walkaway is not a punishment, it's protection. I'm removing myself from the situation before the situation makes the decision for me. The 15 minutes I spend walking around my apartment after a rough morning have saved me more money than any indicator, any setup, or any strategy I've ever learned. Because the most expensive trade you'll ever take is the one you took when you shouldn't have been trading at all. I want you to hold on to something here that I'll come back to at the end. The best traders I know are not the ones who control their emotions. They're the ones who remove themselves from the situation before their emotions need to be controlled. Hold that thought. Before we go further, I need to address something I hear all the time. The idea that good traders don't feel emotions, that you need to become some kind of robot to be profitable. That is complete nonsense. Every trader feels fear. Every trader feels greed. Every trader feels the pull of revenge after a loss and FOMO after watching a runner. The difference between a professional and a beginner is not whether they feel these things, it's what they do when they feel them. A beginner feels fear and freezes. A professional feels fear and checks the checklist. A beginner feels FOMO and chases. A professional feels FOMO and notes it in their journal. A beginner feels revenge and sizes up. A professional feels revenge and walks away. The emotions are the same. The response is different, and the response is different because the professional has frameworks, written, mechanical, practiced frameworks that tell them exactly what to do when the emotion shows up. The emotion doesn't go away. It just doesn't get to make the decision. Let me hit the specific mistakes I see traders make around psychology. Mistake 1, believing you should feel nothing. You're going to feel everything. The goal is to have a response plan for each feeling, not to eliminate the feeling itself. Mistake 2, journaling only losses. Winners matter too. A winner where you broke your plan is more dangerous than a loss where you followed it, because it teaches your brain that breaking the plan pays, and that lesson is incredibly hard to unlearn. Mistake 3, not having a walkaway rule. If you don't have a specific written trigger for when you stop trading, you will always find a reason to keep going. The walkaway rule removes the decision from your emotional state and puts it in the plan. Mistake 4, treating psychology as something you fix once. It's not. Psychology is maintenance. Like fitness. You don't go to the gym once and call yourself fit. You journal, you review, you catch yourself, you adjust every single week. The traders who think they've solved psychology are usually one bad week from proving they haven't. Now back to what I told you to hold on to. The best traders are not the ones who control their emotions. They're the ones who remove themselves from the situation before their emotions need to be controlled. Here's what I mean. The 3-second pause removes you from the impulse before you click. The lost budget removes the emotional weight from individual losses before you feel them. The post-trade review removes outcome-based judgment before it infects your process. The walkaway trigger removes you from the screen before the screen makes you do something you'll regret. Every single framework I gave you today is about removal, not willpower, not be stronger, not Try harder. Just build a system that takes you out of the emotional situation before the emotion wins. Because willpower is finite. It runs out. Frameworks don't run out. That is the actual secret of trading psychology. Not being tougher, being smarter about when and how you engage with the market so that your emotional brain never gets the chance to override your plan. Lose small or lose it all. And sometimes losing small means closing the laptop and going for a walk. That is a trade management decision, and it's the most important one you'll make on the days that matter most. Remember what I said at the very start. By day 20 of this course, you have enough knowledge to be profitable. The technical toolkit is complete. What decides whether that toolkit actually makes you money is whether you can execute it when your brain is screaming at you to do something else. 4 emotions, 4 frameworks, the pause, the budget, the review, the walkaway. Practice them like you practice your setups, because they are your setups for the mental game. Tomorrow, day 22, we're getting into journaling your trades, the specific system for tracking what you did, why you did it, and what you felt while doing it. Because the data from your journal is what makes all 4 of today's frameworks actually improve over time. If today hit home for you, drop a comment telling me which of the 4 emotions, fear, greed, revenge, or FOMO, has cost you the most money so far. Be honest. Hit subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you tomorrow in day 22.